Parents know best because they've gone through life issues, and there are lessons that I learned from my parents that I still learn, that I'm still sharing today with those people who follow me, with my children and everybody else around me. Number one, always be financially independent. I remember my dad used to say, I don't want to know your boyfriend until you've achieved something academically, you are able to pay your bills, you are able to pay your own rentals, you're able to look after yourself. He was spot on. He was so right. And because of that, I started working when I was 18 years old. And I loved my first pay. I always remember that time. I had so much money. That was a lot of money. That was 3 months worth of pay that I got. I think I was 18, 19 years old when I got my first pay. And I realized that having your own money, wow, wow. I went shopping. I went wild shopping at that time. I realized how important it was to have my own money. And I looked very well up myself very well from a very young age because I worked. I used to sell things. I did temporary teaching at the time years back, like you'd say like an assistant teacher equivalent, assistant, not qualified but assisting the qualified teachers, something like that. Very, very young. I was selling things, very good at buying perfumes and selling. 18, 19, 20. I never used to stay without money. I always had money. Okay, I always had money, and that has held me. And because of that, my dad used to say, if you have your own money, men want to spoil women who have their things put together. And he was so right. That lesson, I was like, how did my dad know this? Because he's a man. He always said a man loves treating a woman who has her things put together. He said no one wants a liability. Okay, my dad always say, I don't want you to get married just because you are struggling. I want you to get married just because you want to and you feel you need to go somewhere. He always say that don't get married just because that man is rich or whatever, and yet you don't have anything. He's going to abuse you. He was spot on. He was just right there. I was like, wow, my dad was good. And that stuck on me. If I don't have my own money, I panic. I never felt comfortable being someone who is having things done for me. I love being spoiled, okay? But I love being spoiled because I know that I can do the same. I can do that even more, okay? So I love it. And because of that, this is so true. He was so right when he said that. And he always told me that you're always the best. You are the best. He said the world is waiting for you to come and tell them what to do with solutions if there's a problem. They're waiting to hear from you. I was like, yeah. He said, yeah, always say that. He said, you're the best. You are different. When he said always when people are trying to find solutions to a problem, always learn to give your opinion on things. If people ask you what do you think, say something. Say something. He always said, say something. That makes sense. If people say that's how you get people to know you. He said, don't be afraid to speak your mind. I was like, wow. But having said that, right? You know, us as African parents, African children, or well, African parents, we were told that you never answer back. If I speak my mind, back then, to him, I was going to get a good kick. Because we were told not to answer back. But anyway, that's how a conversation works. But surprise, surprise, I actually don't know why our parents were like, don't answer back. Don't answer me back. That's another thing. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that he said, always speak your mind. Always give a point of view. But if you give your point of view to him, when he doesn't want you to answer back, so which means with him, if there's a disagreement, as a child, I was not allowed to answer back or to give my point of view. But anyway, when I'm in the world, I have to give my point of view. Oh, that is good. That's funny. Never eat people's food. Never eat people's food because you don't know how they've cooked it. Yeah. Never eat at people's houses. That was a good lesson. And the other one, never date a person who always want to take things from you. This person is not giving. He's not a giver. He wants you to give, give, but you don't receive anything from that person. He said, never date them. He said, those people are going to stress you out. He said, they are going to suck you dry. He said, never do that. Someone has to give, he has to give, and you also have to do reciprocate. Don't be, so it's like, I don't just receive, I also have to give back. I have to show appreciation to the person who's giving me. Don't be the one who's always giving. He always say that the person who gives you things has power over you. He always say that person has the power to break you, has the power to starve you, because they feed you, right? Because they feed you, they can choose to starve you. That is so correct. That lesson. So don't be heavily dependent on the person. That's all he was trying to say. For you, you don't have to say, I can't eat today because my partner hasn't given me money for food. That's what he was trying to tell me, that never do that. Because that person will starve you. The power is in their hands to do whatever they want with you. Right. So I'm going to say again what I said. Be independent. Financially, no man wants liability. All right? Never get married just because you're struggling or just because you find a man who is rich and then you want to live well. That person is going to abuse you because you've got nothing to yourself. You don't have a voice. Money gives you a voice. Independence gives you a voice. Independence gives you the opportunity to tell someone to live if they're not doing the right thing. Okay? Always give your point of view. You are the solution that the world is waiting for. Don't be scared to speak your mind. Say it. Let the world know what you're thinking. Yeah? Never compare yourself to anybody. You're completely different and unique the way you are. So you have something in your mind, you want the world to know, say it. They're waiting to hear that. Never date a person who always wants to receive things, to get things from you, and yet they don't give you anything. Those people are going to suck you dry. They're going to stress you out. So it's a reciprocation. You give something, you take. He gives, you give as well. So you reciprocate. That's very important. That's what the relationship is all about. You don't have to be the one who is always getting, receiving, until when it doesn't show that you're a good person to be around. So these are the lessons that I've lived by. And I also pass them to my friends. I pass them to my followers. Everybody who follows me, I also want to share my life experiences. That's what makes my channel unique. Because I share those things that I lived by, those things that I've learned, those things that have shaped me to be who I am today. Okay? So guys, I hope you found this really helpful. These are lessons that covers everybody. Whether you're dating, single, married, life in general. I hope this is going to, if picked one or two things that are going to help you. Don't forget to comment, like, share. If you're new to this channel, I'm Coach T Sams. You can follow me on TikTok, Coach T Sams on Facebook, and on this Facebook page, on this YouTube. Thank you everybody for following. You take care. Bye-bye.